Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Lobo. Good morning. Over on YouTube, they said I'm getting sick and tired of Santana being late. I guess you need to get some soup and maybe a blanket. You know, if you're sick and tired of Santana being late, you take some medicine. I don't really know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh well. Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Big Red. Good morning, VB. Good morning. Is it Anime Nicole? Morning, T. It's because YouTube is in the past and they aren't. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hi, partner. Let's see here. Okay, looks like we're good. How many likes for Santana to be on time tomorrow? It just depends. It's not about likes. Like, seriously, I try to make sure. Yeah, I set up the time. But then also, like, I try to make sure that I have a couple of things together for when I do go live, because, like, a lot of times there's dead air that needs to be filled. And so I want to make sure that I have, like, important stuff to talk to you guys about during the dead air. So that's what I work on. So. Holy smokes, that buzz is crazy. How do I turn it down? Give me a second. We're going to figure this out. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so now I'm quiet. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Bring this up. It just sounds like just a different buzz. How loud is my headset? Okay. How do I sound? Yeah. That buzz is like, it's getting to me. But see, now that sounds worse. Go back. I haven't fully figured out how to work this mixer that I have. That's what it is. Okay, so this should be a little bit better. Okay. But what about this? I just want to see what this does. Let's see. Okay. I can't really hear any difference with that. Adjust gain and add volume. That's what I did. So I got the volume on 10 and I got the gain at like 9. I don't know. Yeah, you can hear it. It's like it's picking up on the background. But I think it's more so just like when I'm quiet. So what about this? How's this sound? Gain to 5? Why would I put the gain to 5? Okay, I'll back it down to 5. All right, so now the gain is back down to 5. But like, you guys can barely hear me now. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure this out later. I just heard it, and I was like, gain to 7. Okay, gain is now on 7. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Sorry, guys. Yeah, best. Okay. All right. I was just like I just heard that, and my ADHD had me go off on a side, or a little quick side mission. All right, guys. Um, we're gonna go ahead and get it rolling. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates.
You stepped in the box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat. You talk slick, but you ain't got source. Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call. You slip once, I'm snatching it all. Yeah. Step in if you dare. You dare. Get hard like a punch in the air. Punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Nope. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare.
You said the song is so bad. Come up here and tell me about it,
Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Yeah, this ain't a safe place. This a flame space. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. Dollar Dutch, you said the song was so bad. I sent you an invite. Come up and tell me why the song's so bad. I want to hear. I want to hear. Anyway, guys, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It'll boost the live, push us out to the FYP. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. And again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't know how much we disagree, but defunding the military.
Okay, all right. Just to make sure I have a little bit of understanding before we go too far, do you think that we are good with the way that we're currently using our military budget and things along those lines?
No.
Okay, would you be good with reappropriating some of the funds and then cutting the budget?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think we disagree then.
All right.
All right. I appreciate it.
Peace out, man.
Have a good one. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Chase, I see you changed your name, but Chase, I know you were here yesterday. Well,
Santana, I have a question.
Well, it's the actual account that you came in on yesterday. Yeah, not a question, but are you here to debate? Because
I'm here to debate, and I have a question for you. You know Erica?
Sure, but like I don't want to talk about other people.
Can you please get her to unblock me?
No. I want to debate. Are you here to debate, or are you here to talk about other people?
I'm here to debate.
Okay. All right. Hold tight. We're gonna do a quick introduction to let everyone know who this is and what this is all about. Give me a second here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, we're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, just like this guy over on YouTube, Fence 1684. He's over on YouTube, and he said, great job, President Donald Trump and American Armed Forces. Guess what, Bub? I don't care about what you're saying over on YouTube in my chat. You need to get in the box. So click that link that's at the top of the YouTube page and get up here and debate me. I don't care. My chat is not your safe space. I refuse. So if you are in the comments and not in the request and you got something to say, my mods will be putting you in the cocaine clutch. You do not get to yip yap in my chat. My chat is not for you. So get in the box. If you're friendly, though, tap the screen, share the live. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. If we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll push us out to the FYP. Send your daily heart me. And also make sure you're giving the VOD a thumbs up over on YouTube. That will help boost the actual video. All right, Chase, you said you disagree with something on the background. Which point on the background do you disagree with the most? Where you would like to start?
Defund the military.
Okay. Tell me
Santana, I can't believe
with the defunding the military.
Okay, well, I know that we spend the most money on our military, which is very needed. I think that honestly, we need to pay our soldiers more. We need to, we need to pay our soldiers more. We need to put into more equipment, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help when you defund the military.
Okay. You still didn't actually articulate anything, but cool. When I say defund the military, what I'm talking about is actually reappropriating the funding. I definitely think that we need to cut the military budget. And listen, I can agree with you. Sure, we can pay our troops more, but it doesn't take increasing the military budget. It just takes an actual proper use of the military budget. Our current military budget is at about $1 trillion. We could actually, and Donald Trump's advocating to increase the military budget to 1.5 trillion, right? So we have the largest military budget in the world. If you combine the next 14, then they still don't have the military budget the size of the US. We can cut our military budget in half and still have the largest budget by $300 billion. So what I'm advocating for is not only a cut in the military budget, but a reappropriation of the funds. And so ensuring that, yes, our soldiers are taken care of as far as being active duty, and our vets, right? Because there's a huge issue with our vets, leaving the military and having to go through all the rigmarole when it comes to the VA just to be able to get any type of health care. A lot of our vets end up unhoused, exploited, and we don't do a good job as far as taking care of our vets once they leave service. But even more than that, we could use some of that massive military budget and fund things like universal health care. So like the understanding how much we spend into the military industrial complex, understanding that we have alliances that we should be fostering, we could actually do so much better with all of that money instead of continuing to dump more into, starting endless wars like we are in Iran.
This is not an endless war. This war, Iran is going to end. We're going to end the war in Iran and absolutely destroy it, and it's going to be amazing. People are celebrating. I mean, I don't know why you would ever want to defund something like the military when we need it. And
can you respond to what I just said? I mean, I know that you picked up on that. I know you picked up on the last word that I said, Chase, but I literally sat there and explained what that means as far as defunding the military. So
no, I don't think it should go to universal health care at all. I think it should stay. I think it should stay as our money going towards the military because of things that need to be built bigger and better. I mean, we need more. We need more tanks. And we need more everything.
Why?
So we need more. Why do we need it? Because the world is going to get better and better. Russia's not going to stop. North Korea is not going to stop. I mean, North Korea's already told us if we told them to stop, they're going to set war with us. I mean, so we can't stop North Korea from building nuclear weapons. We can't stop them from building their tanks. I mean, why should we?
Sure. Chase, top 15 of the most military budgets in the world. I've already told you how, ours is number one. And if you combine the next 14, then
exactly. America has the number one military, and it should stay that way. Can I finish my sentence, Chase? Yeah.
Our budget is the highest budget, even if you combine the next 14. But of the next 14 militaries that spend, the countries that spend the most on the militaries, Chase, do you know how many of those actual countries are our allies?
12 of them?
11. 11
of them.
One is neutral. We're not allies with them, but we're friendly. So out of 14, 12 of them we're at least friendly with. Understanding that international relations are important. And the one thing that we know with nuclear stockpile is that it's mutually guaranteed destruction, right? The threat of using nuclear missiles is something that, since there's so many countries now that have a stockpile of nuclear missiles, it's something that other countries don't really engage in because of the actual impact that it'll have around the globe, right? So what would be the reason why we wouldn't want to foster better relationships with our allies, which again, of the next 14, 12 of them are at least friendly, 11 are allies for sure. Why wouldn't we want to work on building stronger international relationships? That way we can de-escalate on a global scale. We can start to reduce globally the amount of weaponry, nuclear arsenal, all those things that people are actually currently engaging in.
Why do we need to decrease that?
Because again, creating more nuclear missiles only escalates tensions. And the point is we live in a globalized society. So again, the fact that we spend this much money on our military without actually taking care of our citizens, like that's alarming. And it's also unnecessary. I could understand if we weren't funding the military, but not only are we funding the military to unprecedented heights, like there's multiple avenues as far as reducing the military budget. Like hell, I just said we could cut the current military budget in half and still have the largest by 300 billion. We don't even necessarily have to do that, but
we're also the strongest.
Okay, and we have the most allies. Again, you're not giving a good reason why.
Our allies, I mean, we have an ally. I mean, the UK, we were just not like, are they really our allies though at this point? I mean, in the war in Iran, we wanted to use a UK base, and they said no. So, I mean, they're really not our allies no more.
Why?
I mean,
why
America's
did they say
really
no?
gonna have. I don't know why they said no. Can you inform me why?
Yeah, I mean, you should probably look into that. But yes, absolutely. The reason why they said no is because they didn't agree with the actual strikes that were being taken. More so
I thought they agree on the war though.
No, like I said, they didn't agree on the strikes being taken. More so, it's not necessarily about the UK. It's more so about Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu has been in this situation where he has wanted to engage in conflict with Iran for years. Right? So much so that apparently in the reports just broke that Bibi Netanyahu tried to convince the Biden administration to do exactly what he just convinced Donald Trump to do. So how much do you actually know about why the United States made the decision to go with the military assault in a joint effort with Israel against Iran?
One, because Israel's our ally. They provide 55 million jobs to United States Americans. So that's
Where are you
I think
getting
that's a
that
big
from, that they provide 55 million jobs?
They do. Look it up.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to look that up. Where are you getting that from?
I got it from Google. So just
Google
look it up.
where? What's that? Google isn't a source. That's a search engine. What did you look at on Google?
Just look up how many jobs does Israel provide in America.
What's
look that
the
up.
actual
No, Santana,
source?
look that up.
Chase.
Just look it up and it'll tell you.
No, Chase. What's the source?
It's an AI overview. It said 13 sources. And then it said 13 sources beside it. So look it up, Santana. Just look it up.
Chase, do you understand why you wouldn't want to just lean on an AI overview? Serious question. I'm not even like trying to debate you. I'm just saying why you wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, you want to know why I rely on AI overview?
No,
because
I said, do you want to know why
it says
you
right
wouldn't?
in the little corner. It says it gives me about 13 sources why.
Chase, do you want to know why you wouldn't want to lean on the AI overview?
Why?
Okay, so to your point, yes, it gives you 13 sources. How are those sources vetted?
I'm not sure.
Exactly. The way the AI overview works, it's based off of not only the information that you're looking for, but it's based off of the actual amount of searches, clicks, and the amount of information that's listed. So while there is definitely some sources that are absolutely valid, there are other sources that have not been properly validated, and they combine all the information from all those sources and then give you a recap of it. So just because you're using one source does not mean that the actual source is valid. Now, also, one thing that I do want to call out, right, is when you use the AI overview, you don't want to necessarily lie about the AI overview, right? That would be kind of harmful with lying about the AI overview, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to recant your statement about what the AI overview says?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I concede on that.
All right. Thank you. So again, why would the United States go along? Why would Donald Trump go along with Israel as far as striking Iran, even though Bibi Netanyahu tried to convince the Biden administration to do so, and even Biden said no?
Okay, so even if they don't provide 55 million, they still provide a good amount of jobs to Americans.
What's a good portion?
Your chat said 200 to 300K. So
okay.
If your chat's right,
how many Americans do we have in the country?
Isn't it like a billion? Something like 3 billion. 3 billion, yeah. 3.8 billion.
Chase, did you get that from AI overview as well?
Is it not? You're lying.
Go look it up real quick, Chase. Like swipe out, it'll take 2 seconds and just like smokes. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. It's a little chili, the chilies. Also, if you like to support the live, you can do so. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send me a super chat and I will read that out. Yeah, that's very far from 3.8 billion.
I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic.
Being dyslexic has nothing to do with your incompetence as far as looking up information. And
yeah, because I said billion, million, they rhyme. They rhyme, Santana. I'm dyslexic. Even if are you gonna judge me because I'm dyslexic?
I know I'm judging you because you're being intellectually dishonest. I almost called you stupid, but I'm not gonna go there yet. But like you sitting here saying 3.8 billion, even if you say 3.8, no. Even if you say 3.8 million, you're still completely wrong. Either way, even if you said billion or million, the number 3.8 is completely wrong. So you can't actually wiggle your way out of that. Just admit that you were wrong. Like what's so hard about saying, you know what, I was wrong, I didn't know? Like, why do you have to make an excuse?
No, I'm not wrong. I can admit I just said something wrong. I can admit that.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? Chase, yes, Israel provides about 250,000 to 300,000 jobs out of 350 million Americans. So, like, that's not even 1%.
Okay, and then my other reasons are their evil regime. The way they treat women over there is absolutely absurd. And I think you kind of support it, Santana. I think that you support women not being able to show their hair or skin. And I mean, I don't know what type of world they live in over there, but that's okay. And I don't know how you can justify that. So,
okay. I don't really care about you trying to like sit here and insinuate that what I do or don't support. Like, that's fine. You can think whatever you think. That still doesn't answer the question. So is the only thing that you really have is that the reason why Donald Trump went along with it is because Israel is an evil, I'm sorry, because Iran is an evil regime.
yeah, they are an evil regime.
Okay. All right, perfect. So with that being said, the reason why the UK refused to actually go along with the attack and allow the United States to use the military bases because this is a global conflict that nobody has wanted except Bibi Netanyahu. And Donald Trump was the only world leader that was willing to do this. No one else wanted to do this. They actually went to the Trump administration and told them, like, hey, we're going to attack Iran. And either you can get with us and do this with us now, or you can just wait and respond, and we're going to drag you into it. So
because we're badasses, Santana. We're gonna if we help.
How are we badasses if we're being dictated to?
We're not being dictated to. We're
Did
gonna.
you,
we want to
listen to the statement that I just said, or were you just busy trying to get ready to answer?
They're not gonna make us. I heard what you said. You said
okay. Repeat to me what I just told you.
You said that they were gonna start a war, and if we don't help, they were just gonna drag us in anyway.
No. I didn't say that. Who said that?
Benton Yahoo or something, whatever his name is.
Chase, I don't think that you're equipped to have this conversation. I'm not
even.
Yes, I
am, Santana. Yes, I am.
What?
I just don't know his name. It's that dude's name you were just talking about.
I don't think that you're equipped to have this conversation.
Yes, Chase. I am. I'm the most conservative person on the planet.
You haven't said anything that's factual yet. And
yes, I have.
You haven't proven that you know anything yet.
Yes, I have. Okay. See, this is exactly why, like, Erica blocked me, Hector blocked me. You guys are just scared of me because I'm the best debater you guys ever win against. And, like, I just only prove out facts. And, like, you don't know what to do, Santana.
I'm sure people probably blocked you for other reasons. Like I don't really care about talking about other creators on my platform as far as what they the way they engage with you. Like, if you want an opportunity to engage with me on my platform, then you should engage in good faith.
I love you the most now.
Chase.
What?
Let's really try to actually get to this because, like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not really in the space at the moment for a lot of, hee hee ha ha jokes.
I'm not hee hee ha ha jokes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not with the shits right now. Just FYI.
Don't kick me.
Yeah, I would love to actually have you engage in actual information. I mean, I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm willing to, like, really get to the.
No, because your chat keeps saying drop him. If they want to drop me, put a bounty on me. Don't kick me.
Chase, please stop interrupting me. All right. I don't think that you're equipped to have this conversation around like international affairs. You may have feelings about defunding the military, and I'm not going to invalidate the feelings that you have about defunding the military, but yet you still have not given me any good reason why defunding the military would be a bad idea. So can you just, like, take a whole step back and try to articulate why you think it would be a bad idea given the actual information that I've laid out in front of you?
You don't give out any information. You just lie, Santana. So can I go back to what I was talking about, please? About my war in Iran?
Chase, this is your last chance. Would you like to actually lay out an actual reason of why we would want to defund the military based off of the information that I've already laid out?
Santana. Yeah, I do.
Okay, floor is yours.
I don't think we should defund the military because we need it, Santana. Why do we like? It is so important that we have the military if we ever get hit by an attack, because like 9/11 happened, and guess what? People were so sad about 9/11, and we can't ever have anything like that again. I wasn't even born when 9/11 happened, and I already know that shit was tragic. So nothing like that can ever happen again. So when you say defund the military and get rid of it and shit like that, because I know it's because Sean yesterday wanted to say, "Oh, I think we should abolish the military."
Chase,
so he was on your platform.
Chase, when did I say get rid of the military?
Sean said it yesterday.
When did I say get rid of the military? Please engage with what I'm saying. I've already told you what it means to defund the military, and I've already told you what I think we can do and the benefits that it will have. Can you please address that?
There's no benefits to defunding the military. I mean, you were talking about universal health care. I don't think we need to give it to universal health care at all. It needs to stay in the military. And like you said, if we cut it, we still have the largest military. Yeah. But we also have the strongest military too, Santana. And we
have the strongest military.
It costs money to have the strongest military. It costs money to keep these things maintained and all that. So like,
do you, Chase, do you understand where a large portion of the military budget goes?
Where does it go?
So we not only do we use military for like R&D and for engaging in like conflicts and like payment of troops and all this other stuff, but a large portion of the military budget goes out to private companies that we hire to either do special projects, research, all this other stuff. A lot of actual grants are given out, and federal contracts are given out. And a lot of those federal contracts are, quite frankly, just money being thrown away. There's many, like you could actually yourself as an individual can apply for certain government contracts. And if you can, finesse it enough, you could get a government contract. And the issue with these government contracts is a majority of, not a majority of, but a portion of them don't yield any type of substantial benefits. So again, understanding that a lot of the money that we spend on our military, the budget, it's not just about like what we actually use it for when it comes to very intentional things, but it's also about the money that that is transferred to other individuals. That's a little bit sketchy, right?
Okay. If that's true, I don't agree with that.
Right. Elon Musk. Do you know how Elon Musk made a large portion of his money?
No, I don't. How did he make a large portion?
Government grants. Working with the United States government and even more so, working with the Chinese government, the Russian government, multiple governments around the world. Elon Musk, along with like Tesla, Starlink, Neuralink, SpaceX, multiple companies have different government grants around the globe. And that's the thing that has actually kept him and his company afloat and pushed them to the point where he's on track to be the first ever trillionaire. So the point that I'm making is the amount of money that not only do we spend on our military, but the amount of money that is wasted within the budget. That's another reason why we need to we need to defund the military, reshaping the budget and making sure that we have intentional spending instead of wasteful spending. Hell, that was the premise of what, like Doge was supposed to be. But we never went to the Pentagon or the military budget and even touch that. Like if we truly wanted to address waste, fraud, and abuse, then Doge would have been knocking on the door at the Pentagon. W's in the chat for Junior. Junior sent a $1 donation saying, "Feel better, Santana." Thank you, Junior. Yeah, I'm not feeling awesome this morning. I'm still I didn't go. The reason why we didn't have late nights last night is because I wasn't feeling great, and I'm still not 100% this morning. But I'm here and I'm trying to push through. But thank you, Junior. W's in the chat for Anthony for the $2 donation saying, "Why do people equate well-funded to best? If my basketball team paid 3 times as much as anyone and lost, no one would say that. USA lost to the Taliban and people still claim the best military." That's absolutely true. W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. Chase, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, how much do you think we should defend the military, Santana?
I don't have a set amount.
Yeah, you don't have a certain amount?
No, I just, again, like I think that there's an understanding as far as like what that could look like and how it could be reallocated. And there's a couple of different things that we can do with it. So I think the first thing that we have to get to is understanding that not only is our military budget bloated, but there's so many things that we can do with our military budget that would be beneficial to so many other people. And then from that point, we can actually start talking about what that looks like to actually cut the military budget and go from there. I firmly stand against what Donald Trump is advocating for, which he's advocating for increasing the military budget from 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion. And then number 2, I firmly stand against the history of presidents, right? No matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat, every president funds the military to a higher level than the president before. So we need to address those things, address the funds that could be used for other purposes to help benefit the American people. And then we can talk about reducing the military budget. But like I said, it's not just about a reduction in budget. It's about an appropriations and making sure that the money that we have that's allocated to the military budget is spent properly.
I agree. It should be spent properly. And I didn't like when you said it goes to all these researching private companies and they do their own shit with the money and it's wasted money. But the money that we do have, I would love for it to, like I said earlier, maintain like our tanks, our aircraft, our warships, all that type of things. Give better paychecks to our military soldiers. I don't think our military soldiers get paid enough. And just things like that. I mean, like, especially with the military soldiers, I don't think our military soldiers get paid nowhere near as much as they should. So if we're going to give the defund, I don't think we should defund it because just that reason alone it should be. Yeah, I mean, I think, don't they make like almost like 50 grand? That's nothing.
Depends on the actual position, rank, years of service, stuff like that. 1 second. So of the United States military budget, and this is from the, I'm not calling it that, the Department of the Department of Defense. I'm not calling it stupid shit, but the Department of Defense. The portion of the military budget that is spent on military payroll, right? Which that means not only the actual payment of soldiers, but it's the payroll and compensation. But then also you talk about like benefits, healthcare benefits, all these other factors. The actual portion of the budget that totals, and this is as of 2024. So I would love to see what it looks like now, but it is anywhere from 22 to 27% of the total budget. So when you talk about like ensuring that we are taking care of our troops, not only active service members, but veterans and things like that, about a quarter of the overall budget goes towards that, which is absolutely terrible. Yeah.
That is terrible, and that's disgusting. So defunding the military doesn't help that, Santana. So then they should be getting paid more.
Can you please explain to me what I've told you multiple times about what defunding the military means?
If they get less money, of course. I mean, that's what defunding the military means, that you take away money from them.
I think you're stuck on the word and not listening to the actual explanation as far as what that means. So I'm going to explain it to you one more time. Yes, I am advocating for a reduction in the United States military budget, but along with that reduction comes a review and appropriations of funds. So what that means is, yes, we cut the amount of spending, but we also do a complete comprehensive review as far as the current spending that we are doing, and we eliminate any wasteful spending while improving the things that have had a lack of spending, i.e. the payroll for our soldiers and the support for our vets. So that's what defunding the military looks like.
Okay. So then we agree on that, Santana. I don't know what to tell you about that, but I have other reasons to disagree.
Okay, disagree with something else on the background, or what are we talking about? Because you just said you agree with defunding the military.
No, I don't agree with defunding that part.
Okay, well then explain to me why you don't disagree with, or why you disagree with defunding the military, and please make a coherent argument based off the information that I just gave.
Okay, because you said that we give it to the private companies and shit. I don't like that, and I don't know what they're doing with their money. And yeah, that is a waste of money. But the shit that we do have is not a waste of money, and it needs. I think you said he wants it to 1.5 trillion. I support that.
Why?
So I don't, because it gives us more opportunities to spend on bigger things. That, like, we could get more tanks. We can get more B4 bombers.
Why do we need more tanks, more bombs, more bullets? Explain that. If we already have, we spend the most on tanks, bombs, bullets, all this other stuff. Like, our military is, yes, the strongest military in the world. I wouldn't say the best, because I think that's quantifiable.
It's the best. It's the best. We're badasses, bro.
How many wars have we lost in recent history?
Bro, Vietnam, I wouldn't say we even lost Vietnam. I'd say it was a draw.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
How was it not?
We absolutely lost in Vietnam, and because we thought
because listen, we were on enemy territory. We're Americans. We're not supposed to be out in the fucking jungle fighting in the jungles and shit. We were not built for that type of atmosphere, Santana. Can you blame us?
Chase, if you have the best, then wouldn't that mean that you can? Chase, do you like sports?
Come to the state. Korea, come to the States. See what happens. See what the fuck happened.
Do you not understand how idiotic what you're saying sounds?
What?
Like,
how does it sound idiotic?
Okay, it sounds idiotic for two reasons. First and foremost, saying that because we were in another country engaging in a war, that's why we lost. Like, that's stupid. But number two, you saying come to America and fight a war. When's the last time there was a war fought in the United States of America?
There will never be. You know why?
There was. When was the last time there was a war fought in the United States of America?
Oh, wasn't that when we were getting, like, in 1800s? So that doesn't even count.
What war?
When we wanted our independence and the British came over here and burned our fucking
the Civil War.
White House.
The Civil War. The Civil War was the last time. When you talk about engaging in a conflict in the U.S., there's a reason why conflicts don't occur within the U.S. Yes, the United States military since World War I has been involved in the military-industrial complex, which has completely shifted the global perspective as far as military and war. But also, we're a country with oceans on both sides, right? The Atlantic and Pacific. We also have neighbors to the north and the south that we have partnerships with, and so
we're bad speaking, they're not going to come in here. Sorry, go ahead.
Chase, I'm telling you, this is my last warning, and I'm just gonna move on if you can't. Like,
no,
get it
chill, bro. You're doing too much. Chill.
If you interrupt me again, Chase, I'm moving on. I'm so serious. Like, I don't understand what's happening right here. I'm already telling you, like, I'm not feeling awesome. I'm really not, and I like.
Are you sick?
Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. W's in the chat for Jared. Jared sent a $1 donation saying for misinformed Chase. I went to the ER yesterday and debated for hours whether I should go while unemployed and without insurance. I went, and if there were universal health care, people wouldn't debate like that. They would just go. Yeah, I completely agree with that, Jared. And like, that's something that we have to talk about. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. You can support the live, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link train in bio. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Meow, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Oh shit, my bad, man. I forgot I joined this.
Yep. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I am not a Trump supporter, but I am a dual citizenship. I'm a U.S. citizen and I'm an Israeli citizen. And I joined because I wanted to get your views on the war right now. I completely hate Trump. And I agree with you that we need to defund the U.S. military, and we need to defund the Israeli military as well, right? But I just wanted to get your views, man.
Well, I mean, is there? I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Is there, because we're looking for some debates? So with the topic on the background with the items listed, is there something that you disagree with?
So not really, no. I joined because I heard that Chase guy babbling about, the war, and I really just lost all my brain cells listening to that guy. But
okay, I appreciate it.
You can drop me,
guys. Please only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. You can support the live, just like Ren. W's in the chat for Ren. Ren sent a $5 donation saying 1,000 people in here and we're only at 60,000 likes. Pick it up, chat, share and repost. Absolutely. W's in the chat for Ren. And thank you for calling it out, Ren. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes, please. Please. W's in the chat for D-Gram for the $2 donation saying, feel better, bro. Love how you apply boundaries. D-Gram, I appreciate you to the moon and back. And like, yeah, I don't know what the issues are with people, but we got to do it. Hi, Chase. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
Yes, Santana, please don't block me again. I'm sorry. I'll listen.
I didn't block you, but one of my mods did. Like you, Chase, you're literally.
No, chill. Why, bro?
Stop. I don't know what this is right now. And this isn't even me talking about like, got blocked. I wanted to talk to him for a second, but that's okay. W's in the chat for Feisty. Hey, Feisty. Feisty sent $10 donation, said hugs and thanks. Thank you, Feisty. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. If you are over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and he can hear me. Okay. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram, if you would like to come up and debate, you can click that link that's in the pinned message. I will also drop the link again for you. Like I said, you don't have to be over on TikTok if you want to come up and debate. I'm dropping the link in the chat again, and you can just come up and you can debate. One thing I will say, Chase, if you're still listening, like I don't understand what you're hoping to accomplish, but like respecting people's boundaries is super important. But then also like being weird is never going to get you anywhere. So please stop that. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or do you disagree with something?
You're a nigger.
Okay. Do you disagree with something? Yeah, I know. Do you disagree with anything?
Stupid nigger.
I know, nigger. No one gives a fuck about your listen, your ancestors would actually be ashamed that you haven't done shit with your life except continue to be a mediocre white piece of shit. Like you are literally the lowest scum on earth. Who gives a fuck about you coming up here and slurring? You think you did something? You didn't do shit. And you're a fucking coward because you came up here on a fake profile and hid behind it. Like, grow some nuts and come up here with your real page. Yeah, I know. I hear you. You fucking coward. Get out of here. Fucking weak ass coward. Shut up.
Stupid nigger.
Yeah, I know. I know. You fucking coward. Fuck out of here. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Chase, you can leave the actual request. I'm not going to talk to you. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I apologize. I should not have lost my cool so quickly. So I'm sorry about that. As we wait to see if we will get anyone up for a debate, a couple of things that I want to cover with you guys. Let's see here. So, a couple of things that it's super interesting and I did not get an opportunity to talk about is the actual, Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been talking about a couple of different things. One thing that I think is super important that we need to talk about is the SAVE Act. And while the SAVE Act is it's currently sitting in the Senate, and there is some disputes whether or not it will pass the Senate, it's something that we really need to be aware of. And I think it's something that people need to ensure that, like, you are calling your members of Congress and speaking and saying, like, hey, we don't want the SAVE Act. Now, I do understand that it's something that barely narrowly crossed party lines and got through the House, but it's still something that is a possibility, and it's going to be harmful. Now, if you listen to Donald Trump is trying to say that we need to call this the Save America Act. And the Save America Act is something that he says is a good thing. This is what he had to say. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Why is the volume not up? I have this muted. Huh, why can't I hear that? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me just check to see where this is going. This should be going to... That's weird. Why isn't that playing? One second, guys. Sorry. It might just be this because it's set up to the right one. It might just be the video. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Let's check something really quick. Can you guys hear this? No. That's weird. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's the issue. That's the issue. That shouldn't be there. That should be output. Okay. All right. I see the issue, guys. Sorry. I don't know why this shifted. This should be VB input, VB input. There it is. And then this should be, there we go. All right, let's try it one more time.
They're doing everything possible because they know if we get this, they probably won't win an election for 50 years, okay? And maybe longer. And they're going to fight like hell. But boy, do they get killed, because even the Democrats, you saw the numbers today, Democrats voted 86% that this stuff should be passed. The Democrats. With Republicans, you're at 98%, but Democrats are at 86%, except for the people that run the Democrat Party, because they want to try and win elections illegally. It's the only reason you vote against voter ID is because you want to cheat. There's no other reason. They come up with reasons. They say, it's racist. That's their number one, racist. Then you have to explain it, and they're just sitting there mumbling. They can't explain it.
So that was Donald Trump talking about the SAVE Act and trying to perpetuate a myth that the SAVE Act is something that is going to be beneficial, while absolutely not speaking to the fact that it's going to disenfranchise millions of Americans, including Americans that don't have passports. It's going to cause a lot of issues with Americans being removed from voter rolls. It's going to cause issues with women who have been married and they no longer have, their maiden name. And this is something that's going to be overwhelmingly harmful. But Donald Trump is lying and saying that it's something that is going to be a good thing. And it's funny that he ended up saying that, oh, they're saying it's racist, right? It's literally red meat for his base. We understand that Donald Trump go-to is dog whistles. And if he can connect the fact that it's, people are saying that it's racist, then it makes it something that his base at the very least can get behind and say, oh, it's not really racist. They're just calling Trump racist, So it's something that we haven't talked enough about. And it's something that I feel like we need to ensure that we are continuing to speak on and understand, like, the SAVE Act is something that is going to be overwhelmingly harmful. And it's something that we need to ensure is stopped, right? A couple of other things that he talked about, and I want to play is, listen right here.
Yeah, please. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised the Iranian people you would help them, but it sounds like you're willing to end this fight after your military objectives have wrapped up. Isn't that a betrayal of
Will
the
I
people?
help them? I'd like to, if they can behave, but they've been very menacing. They're great people. They have an amazing population. It's amazing, smart, brilliant, energetic. They have a great, I'd love to help them, but they have to be in a system that allows them to be helped. And right now they're in a system that only allows failure. And I don't want that. And I want a system that's not going to be attacking us. We want a system that can lead to many years of peace. And if we can't have that, we might as well get it over with right now. Yeah, please.
So that was Donald Trump talking about supporting Iran. And even more so, the issue that a lot of people have had is that The United States of America has a history of intervening internationally and then
And
leaving
he
those
hits you
people
or
out to
breaks
dry.
a fucking arm or fucking hurts you, I ain't gonna say shit.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Jaden is as strong as me for being 16.
Rosie, are you a Trump
But the
supporter or
difference
disagree?
between me and Jaden, I don't give anybody warnings.
Okay, I don't think that he meant to come up here. The what Trump was saying, like the issue is that we have a history in our country of actually intervening, but then while intervening, not actually supporting the country. We just destabilize countries and then leave, which is a huge issue. Donald Trump has even said that he wants to be consulted on as far as who's the next leader of Iran. And like, that's not a thing. Like, that's literally not a thing. That does not happen. And it's asinine for him to believe that he would have the ability to do so. Welcome in as well, Facts Rate. Sorry. Welcome in, Facts Rate. Guys, as you get in, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Can we knock out the Bears, please, please, please? Also, I got a couple of thank yous. I'm sorry, I didn't realize the super chats over here. Let me read these off. Dub's in the chat for Lady Balls, who sent a $5 super chat to say Doge went after USAID, which was way less than 1%. He said what? Sorry, guys, 1 second. Oh, Real Talk. Where are you at? Get up here, Real Talk. He's not going to come up. He's not going to come up. Real Talk is like a weirdo. I see the invite. He's a weirdo who's super infatuated with me and other people, and he makes like 1 million videos a day. He's super weird. He's super weird. I don't get it. Like, get a life, bro. W's in the chat for Lady Ball for the $5 super chat. Doge went after USAID, which is less than 1% of the budget, and has caused at least 1 million deaths so far in the U.S. from USAID being shut down. That's true. W's in the chat for Killa, who sent a $5 super chat to say, we should not have to apologize for expressing our emotion to such bigotry. Yeah, it wasn't about that. Like, I'll never knock anyone for expressing emotion, especially in the face of like blatant racism. But I do expect better of myself as far as, I'm hosting a platform, and I expect these people to come in and be the worst versions of people. It's just that, like, I allow myself to be kind of off kilter because I'm not feeling well. And I understand the dangers of that. Like, if I'm going to be here, then I have to be here 100%. I can't just like half-ass it. So that's on me, and it won't happen again. W's in the chat for Herbie Wallace, who sent a $2 euro. Thank you so much. Said, only apologize when you start getting numb to it. Yeah, like I completely understand that. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that. W's in the chat for Dustin for the $10 donation. Says, sorry you have to deal with people like that. That guy was a POS. Like I said, I mean, I expected like these people are who they are. W's in chat for Manders, who sent a $1 donation. Please read out loud. You never have to apologize for going off on a bigot piece of shit. Santana, you're a wonderful person, teacher, advocate, and a friend. We love you. Fuck, these trolls feel better. Thank you so much. Like I said, it wasn't about them. It's literally about me and the standard that I hold myself to. So W's in the chat for Sebastian for the $2 donation. I'm sick home from school today, and it sucks. Great job pushing through. Absolutely. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Anish, who sent a $2 donation. Hey, Santana, thank you for coming up, even on the days you don't feel well. I appreciate everything that you do. As someone who has a loved one in Saudi Arabia right now, I'm worried sick and trying to stay calm for them. Just wanted to say a huge thank you. No, thank you. And I hope your loved one is okay. I think that's something that a lot of people are taking for granted, as far as like not only the soldiers that are currently in those areas in the Middle East, but like, there's a lot of people who have government contracts and things like that that are currently in the Middle East as well. And those people are in jeopardy. And so we need to make sure that You know, we're protecting them because yes, our soldiers are dying as well, but like as a whole, there's a lot of people in jeopardy. W's in chat for Izzy for the $15 donation. Thank you so much for the 15. I love you, Santana. You're amazing. Thank you for dealing with these idiots all day. I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate you. W's in chat for Preston for the $10 donation. Sorry you have to deal with the racist bigots. Saying slurs make children like them feel tough. The fact that people hide on the internet is like weird, and that's the thing that I don't get. W's in chat for Taylor for the $10 donation. Hey, Santana, I hope you feel better soon. This is totally random. Have you ever thought about doing a joint gaming stream with Parker on Twitch someday? Yeah, I might. Parker plays a lot of Fortnite, and like I don't really play Fortnite, but I know he plays 2K as well. So maybe he and I could do like a Twitch stream, dual stream, and we can play 2K. I might talk to him about that. W's in the chat for the donos, guys. Thank you. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. 1.2 thousand people hanging out here, guys. If you look up at the top, you see the word follow. That means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit the follow button. We're trying to make it to 100,000 followers. So far, we only got 25 new followers on the stream. So please, 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 if you have not hit that follow button yet, go ahead and hit the follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live. I try to host these lives every single day. If you're over on Twitch, if you're over on YouTube, if you're over on Instagram, you can click that link and you can come up and debate me. You don't have to be over on YouTube. You can just click that link. I'm dropping the link in the chat again. And you can stay on the app that you're on and just come up and debate me. If you're over here on TikTok, of course, you know how to find the box. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. So the point that I wanted to get across is that like Donald Trump is actively harming American soldiers. Like he's now claiming that we have basically won in Iran. And the issue with that is that new information just came out and said that at the very least, we're looking at September, right? We're looking at September, like the conflict could go on until September. Now, the interesting part about that is like there's multiple things that are occurring that are very worrisome, to say the least. There was yesterday, oil went over $119 per barrel, which is the first time that it's done that since 2022. And it actually necessitated an actual meeting of the G7. There was an emergency G7 meeting to talk about oil reserves, right? So the countries had to come together. The G7 came together to talk about whether it is something where we need to look at releasing the oil reserves across the globe to reduce the impacts of what Trump has been doing, because they blew up oil tankers yesterday. Iran has shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and it's only allowing China ships to pass through there. So like there's so much to it, and gas prices will continue to rise. And one thing that MAGA Trump supporters, you guys had to hang your hat on, was the fact that gas prices were going down. And while presidents don't have the ability to directly increase or decrease gas prices, they definitely have the ability to do things to make gas prices rise or decrease. And Donald Trump engaging in this war with Iran has caused gas prices to shoot up across the board, which again had Donald Trump speaking on something yesterday where he said affordability, right? Affordability is something that he never spoke on until getting back in office now. And he's trying to pretend as if affordability is a myth and that's something that we've never worried about. But we understand that most Americans think that the cost of living is too high. And not only do the Americans think that the cost of living is too high, Americans are expecting things to get more expensive. We're at the point where we are finally understanding that Donald Trump is not only harmful with our way of living, most people are now expecting Donald Trump to make things become more expensive. And when I say that, I am speaking to this right here. So there was a YouGov poll that was completed. There was a YouGov poll completed. And with the YouGov poll, so do you think gas prices will be X in 6 months? And with the YouGov poll, 64% of people that completed the poll said they expected the gas prices to be higher in the next 6 months. 13% said that they expected to be lower in the next 6 months, and 10% said they expected to be the same in the next 6 months. And so I think that speaks to a couple of different things. One, it speaks to the reality of where we are, the fact that people understand that like what's happening now is not a short-term thing, and it's something that's going to linger on. So I think that's one. Two, I think it speaks to the fact that we still have a certain portion of our population that's delusional, right? Understanding the impacts of what's happening today and the impacts that will continue to drag on. For anyone to sit and pretend as if this is something that is going to be better in 6 months, it doesn't make sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense is because there's no real plan. There's no real plan. I'm gonna do something I normally don't do, and that is share a little bit of inside baseball information. And you can take this with a grain of salt because it is absolutely anecdotal. It's not something that you guys can actually fact check, but it's something that I'll share. So I have a lot of people close to me that are in different aspects of the military. Actually, I have people close to me that are in every branch of the military except Space Force. That's the only branch of the current United States military that I don't have connections with. But the feedback that I've gotten from the different people I have connections with, including people who are lifelong, very well accomplished, deployed members of the military. Hey, real talk, fuck you, right? Either you get up here and you debate me, or you stop talking in my chat. I'm muting you. And I just sent you a request. I'm so sick of the weirdo shit. Like, I'm so sick of the weirdo shit. Either you get up here and you debate, or you just stop, and then we wait for you to actually make another one of the weird videos, which no one's gonna watch. Stop being a coward. Anyway, so the feedback that I've gotten, and I'm not gonna name names, but I will say, like I said, these are from multiple members from the United States Army, from the United States Air Force, from the US Marines. And the feedback that they have in being in the chain of command, ones that are disseminating the message, not the ones that are just getting the message, there's no strategy. There's no exit strategy, and there's no overall path forward. For lack of better words, there was an overestimation of confidence and a lack of understanding as far as what it would take to not only conclude this engagement, but to properly exit this engagement. And so now we, the United States, we're in an area where we're just looking for an off-ramp. So that's where we are. We're currently trying to figure out how to navigate this space with Iran while somehow still being, the US, and then also getting out of this. right? And that speaks to the current structure and the fact that there's multiple people within the Trump administration that did not want to engage in this conflict. And then there's multiple members of the military that have been replaced. And so they don't have an overall understanding. The ones that are in place now don't have an overall understanding as far as what an effort like this would take to be successful. So that's the issue that we're having. And even Donald Trump, so there are reports that came out. Let me see where this was story. Sorry, I should have had this already loaded. So this story came out yesterday. And this story, there's actually an updated story from NPR, but BBC is the one that I looked at yesterday. And Donald Trump has been going back and forth internally. And his big question has been, what's taking so long? Why is this conflict with Iran taking so long? He thought that we would be done with this conflict by now. And he's realizing that Iran has been preparing for this conflict for a long time. And he and his administration did not properly measure what it would take to engage in this level of conflict. So that's something that he's saying. But now at the same time, he's openly saying we won. Not only is he saying that we won, but he's also saying that it's basically over. Now, my speculation, and this is all just my speculation, I don't have any facts on this. I think that we're going to see Donald Trump do what he does often, whether it's with like deals or whether it's like any type of issues or whatever. He's just going to claim victory and not like deal with the reality. He's just going to say, oh, we won, and just say, all right, there's no need for us to continue to drop bombs or anything like that. Like I truly think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to say, you know what? It was the biggest military victory in the history of the world. There's never been a military victory so big. There's never been anything like this that's seen in the history. We won more than anyone has ever won, and it's done. I think that's what he's going to do. I literally think that's what he's going to do. Now, the interesting part about that is this is a conflict that was started, and I think Iran might have a temperament or an actual willingness to end the war, but they have shown that they have no interest in conceding the war. So there's that. W's in chat for Angel for the $1 donation saying it's crazy. It's crazy. Turns out when you start a war in someone's backyard for the 100th time, they learn to fight back. Exactly. Like, I'm not sure what they expected. W's in the chat for Tess. Hey, Tess. Tess sent a $25 donation saying, sharing my birthday with you since you aren't feeling well. Hopefully this boosts you a little bit. Take care. Love you from the whole family. Love you guys as well. And Tess, how's your son? I know he had the flu, so hopefully he's feeling better. Thank you so much, Tess. I really appreciate you. W's in chat for Lady Balls, who not only just became a member over on YouTube, but just sent out 5 memberships over on YouTube. Holy shit. W's in chat for Lady Ball, guys. If you're not a member over on YouTube, you should definitely do so. You get access to an amazing Discord, super chat messages, also stickers, and it's really cool. And then also you can become a super fan here on YouTube or a subscriber over on Twitch. We finally passed the 1,000 1,000 followers on Twitch. We now have 1,003 followers on Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, do that. If you're not following me on Instagram, anywhere, Blue Sky, you can find me at Santana Speaks For You. I made sure that I got all of the actual it's the same across all the platforms now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. 2 other things. One, yesterday, because Donald Trump was saying a lot of stuff, And I don't know if you guys heard this, but one thing that I want to call out is Donald Trump's an idiot. The end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, you guys can go home now. No. Donald Trump's an absolute idiot. When Donald Trump was talking about the tariffs yesterday, he talked about how the Supreme Court made a horrible decision and with overturning the tariffs, and even more so with overturning the tariffs, he said that we're just going to keep doing it anyway because it's legislation, which speaks to the fact that Donald Trump has no fucking idea what legislation is. He has no idea what legislation actually is, but he said the tariffs are legislation. And I've come to the conclusion that either, I think one of the worst things that anyone can do is lie to themselves, right? And like Donald Trump lies a lot. He lies to other people a lot. And I wonder if he lies to himself while also lying to others. But I also think that he's easily manipulated and he accepts lies from other people because he lies so much. And I think he can't tell the difference anymore between him lying and him telling the truth. And I think that he just accepts whatever someone tells him. If you listen to his speech yesterday, not only was he lying about the tariffs or not understanding or something, but if you listen to him talk when he talked about like the conflict with Iran, it's literally the points that Bibi Netanyahu have been saying for years and years and years, right? And so we're at the point where I think that he is easily manipulated and he repeats the shit that he's told. I think that's where we are. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Oh, no, I'm not. I just disagree with defund the military.
Okay. Do you know what defund the military means?
Well, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, what do you think it means?
To invest less in the military.
Okay, all right. Would you like for me to lay out my argument why I say that we need to defund the military, or would you like to start by telling me why you don't think it's a good idea?
I guess you can, since you do this and I don't, you can lay out your argument.
Yeah. The United States military is the largest military budget in the world, currently about $1 trillion. Donald Trump is advocating to increase the budget to $1.5 trillion. If you take a look at the top 15 military budgets in the world, of course, the U.S. is #1 as far as military spending, but the next 14 combined, you can do that. You can combine all 14 of them, and the United States still has the largest military budget in the world. You could even take a look at cutting the current U.S. military budget in half, and the U.S. would still have the largest military budget in the world by $300 billion. Now, I mentioned the next 14. Out of the next 14 countries that spend the most on the military, 11 of those 14 countries are our allies, and 1 is neutral, so we're at least friendly with. So 12 of the 14 we have at least friendly, a friendly relationship with. So the premise that I am working off of is that we are in a perpetual state of spending on military. You see each president spends more on the military than the president before them. And we have been in this motion of the military industrial complex since World War I. And it's done nothing but escalate tensions around the globe, forcing other countries to spend more on their militaries. You could take a look at the announcement just made almost over a week ago by Emmanuel Macron, saying that France is now going to start making nuclear weapons again and no longer disclosing their nuclear weapons. So the force of having such a large military budget forces other countries to react in kind. So the thing that I think we should do is not only cut the United States military budget, but reallocate the current budget and make sure that we're spending it wisely and properly, allocating more of the funds towards our soldiers and being very selective as far as what conflicts we're engaging in, but then also engaging in more diplomatic negotiations with our allies to increase the overall bond that we have, So other countries have to rely less on military spending, just like us.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily disagree with anything you said. I'm more so thought you meant like defund in the sense of like what's happening right now. Like, because a lot of people, when they say defund the military, they just don't want like any money going into the military, but that doesn't really sound like what you're saying.
No.
At all.
I think people see the word defund and they think like get rid of or just stop or something like that, which that's not true, especially if you're actually really speaking to it. But I think that understanding, like, yes, the United States is going to spend money on the military. Countries are going to spend money on militaries because, you know, that's like every country wants to quote unquote protect their sovereignty, but other countries want to expand their reach. And so, like, while I might disagree with the premise of a military overall, I understand the need for it. But I also think that like there's so many things that are not provided as American citizens and also not provided to our soldiers and veterans, where if we just stop pumping so much into the budget to continue to explode it, we can better use those resources and take care of American citizens at the same time, and also like bring down global tensions. Like the thing is if you know that you know you don't have a gun but your neighbor has a gun, and now all of a sudden your neighbor starts threatening you, then you're gonna be like, well, I need a gun too. And so like it's going to just continue to push efforts or escalate tensions if you just say I'm spending more and more and more. So like there's so many benefits to actually the making sure that we properly address this, and so many other positive things that we can do.
I agree, man. I don't think I'm the best I know you're trying to debate people. There's not really much to debate on. It was just on that one small thing. You know what I mean? So
Okay. No,
yeah, you could drop me.
I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
You as well. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friendly, tap screen, share the live. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and link to in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. There was one person. I guess they're not gonna join. I don't know what just happened. I forgot what I was saying before he came up. I apologize. I can't remember what I was saying before that. One other thing that I wanted to mention is, guys, yesterday I went to a town hall. And how can you DEI everything and remove men leaders? Come up here and debate me on it. I can't send you a request. If you want to know about that, then come up here and debate me and I'll tell you. Super chat on YouTube will be read. What do you mean? Super chat on YouTube will be read. I don't see any new super chats. I think I read the super chats. But yeah, I'll read out any super chats. You were saying, are you saying that you disagree, or are you saying that it contradicts? What exactly are you referring to?
I talked to you yesterday, man. I hope you understand. I'm not trying to go against. I was asking a question in the chat.
That's why I didn't
quite
mute you.
Understand.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mute you, because I remember our conversation.
Yeah, so I understand DEI everything. I am not against that, and I'm not saying. And I do believe that we need to flip some stuff up in administration, and women should be more prominent role. I just don't. I feel like those contradict each other. How can we exclude somebody while we're still doing DEI for everything?
Yeah. So again, it's DEIA, and DEIA is on the premise of merit, right? And so while I do think that we need to get back to the premise of merit and remove those biases, like when you talk about the patriarchal system and you talk about DEIA, like the DEIA is absolutely something that is a response of the patriarchal system. So when you talk about removing men leaders, understanding the need for DEIA is in place because of the patriarchal system. So yeah, I'm advocating for DEIA while at the same time advocating to abolish the patriarchal system. But I think that both of those happen together. And then once we have properly addressed the patriarch, then, you know, DEIA would be less of a thing. When I talk about like removing men leaders, I'm not talking about removing them forever. I talk about removing them for a period of time, which would allow the premise of DEIA to work in conjunction with it. And by the time we're ready to reintroduce men back into leadership, we would have already set a firm basis of DEIA with like making sure that merit is at the forefront and removing biases. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not so much them at the same time per se. It's more
it's
it's causality. We're going to do DEIA, removing men leaders, so we can then build that foundation. And once we have built that foundation, then we can start introducing back men leaders based on merit alone.
Yeah, and it's done at the same time. But yes, yeah, that's it. Like you know, it supports it with having the removal of those biases and better understanding. Then it also supports the actual foundation of who's in power and who's, you know, running things. And we're not just depending on, because if you just say, oh, we're just going to remove the patriarchal system, you know, you could still look at like, well, you know, there's women, right? But then there's white women, there's black women, and we're still talking about that. So we have to address those biases as well.
I totally understand what you're saying now. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming up. Hi, Sarah. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
No, I was just honestly curious about some of the ideas that you have. Like I saw a new constitution, I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of awesome. But
okay, so but you don't disagree with anything?
I kind of with remove men leaders, I'm not sure that we're quite there yet.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm honestly, like, obviously women need to be in power, but how do you think that would even start to actually progress? I just feel scared for women that would be in power.
Why?
Honestly. Just maybe not as harsh as like violence and stuff, straight up, but like women get a lot of hate just in general. And I feel like even me as a white woman, I feel like I'm not gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff that maybe black women or any other kind of right on.
Why is it that why is it that men have been able to maintain control and power within our society?
Well, because they built it.
No, that's not true.
Well, find it.
That's not true.
I mean, obviously in America, we aren't very, I'm only 19. Obviously in America, we aren't really taught much about specific things that are actually important. And it's always been kind of obvious to me. And I just kind of always had really big thoughts and big questions about this kind of stuff. And there's no one to talk to about it.
Yeah. The reason why men have been able to maintain and like control power is because men feel as if they have a monopoly on violence. And so they use violence to inflict control and take power. And they not only use said violence to, you know, to proclaim things like, oh, men are the head of the household and they're the quote unquote stronger gender or stuff like that.
Yeah, like
but
says make you strong as a
Right, and that's the point. But they, like, men have utilized violence in order to perpetuate harm against everyone, right? Women, children, and men. And so understanding that that monopoly on violence is directly connected to their ability to stay in power. Removing the ability to be in power will also curtail the ability to inflict violence on a mass scale. And so I think that it's all connected. And when you talk about having women in leadership, the reason why I advocate for this is because if you take a look at the overall history of our country, right, 250 years almost, 90% of all Congress, right, and that's House, Senate, and presidency over the 250-year history, have been men, specifically white men. And if you look at the splits that we have today, 76% of Congress is men. And so no matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat, like, the fault of where we are today as a country, we could talk about the deficit, we can talk about, you know, the conflict with Iran, we can talk about lack of health care, we can talk about the poverty line, the wealth gap. All of these things have been directly driven by men. And we've had a point in our history where the only white men that own land had power. We were in a place where all white men had power. We were in a place where all men, period, had power. And then now we're in a position where power is shared amongst everyone, not equally, but it's still kind of shared. And so I think that we've tried all of these things except giving women the power. And I think that would be just overall beneficial because, again, women have a higher EQ and they are more engaged as far as being able to be inclusive and worry about the whole instead of the individual. Men have passed legislations that sometimes benefits everyone, but other times disenfranchises others while never disenfranchising them. And so women would give us a shift away from that and the ability to actually grow as a society.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not really like well versed on how to speak what my brain is thinking, but I do understand like a lot more than people think that I do, and I think I do a lot of my own research and listen to you and Parker and Dean, but I really like the way that you talk to people over the way that Dean and Parker do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think different people have different conversations and you can learn a lot from a lot of different people. So I think being able to take in that conversation and just depending on, you know, what's being said and what needs to be said is always beneficial. So, and not just myself or Parker or Dean, but all the creators across the app. There's a bunch of amazing people that do what we do. And so just giving a listen to like different people is always going to be a good thing. And just see, you might actually find some people that you've never heard before that you think has a great voice and not only speaks directly to you, but you can understand the process, like the way that they're laying it out. So I think being open to hearing different voices is always important, and not just mine, not just Parker's, not just Dean's.
Yeah, I just mean that I found you after watching Dean and then Parker. And
yeah, those are my little brothers. They're awesome, and I appreciate them to the moon and back. So, but yeah, overall, like the one thing that I will say, because it sounds like you said that you have like a fear. Fear is a tool of manipulation to keep you stagnant or like oppressed. And while there is absolutely going to be danger in trying to remove men from power, because men, again, have utilized violence to uphold their ability or access to power, fear cannot be a deterrent, right? Understanding that change is going to create fear, and that's not a reason not to change. Violence is going to create a fear, and that's not, a reason not to engage in change. I think that we have to properly understand that, properly measure it, and properly plan for it. Now, the one thing that I will say as far as this remove men from leadership, it's kind of like the same thing when I talk about like when I say end white privilege. Women aren't going to be able to be the ones that remove men from leadership. It has to be men. So that's why I'm talking about this, is because in order to address these issues, the people that benefit from it have to be at the forefront leading to abolish these issues.
I'm sorry, the guys in the comment, I'm not hating on Dean and Parker, by the way. I've seen Eric.
Don't worry about the comments. You're up here with me. Please don't worry about it. Don't speak to the comments. It's okay. Just focus on what I'm saying, not the comments.
I got you.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for people to keep in mind as a whole. That the people that benefit from these things are the ones that are going to have to actually abolish these things.
Yeah, I was more so worried, like not really like fear. Like I don't care, I'll get over my fear. It's important. Like I'm not gonna sit back like a lot of people do. I'm in Kentucky, so it's kind of bullshit. But yeah, I don't know if I have really much questions. I feel like you're gonna answer them if I just keep watching. I just thought I'd ask about them.
No, absolutely. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
One thing though, could you maybe speak on some of your ideas about the new constitution or the start of it, or just maybe an ideas of adding something to it? Or why you prefer not to add to the constitution?
The only reason I don't like necessarily doing that is because like there are people who may debate, and like I don't want to give away the argument before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of have a hard time with getting people to debate because a lot of people don't know a lot of things. And if I just sit here and tell them, then they're going to be like, well, shit, I don't have an answer to that. Why would I come up? So
yeah,
I'm hoping to actually get a debate to like run through that logic train with them instead of just laying it out. So
yeah, I was kind of interested in seeing the new constitution thing up there because I was like, wow, that's kind of new for me. I've seen on here, but
yeah.
Thanks for,
well, hang out. I mean, like normally there's at least one or two people that come up and disagree with it, and they want to like push back on it. So, yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for coming up. Have a good one. Guys, we are at 193,000 likes. Can we get the likes up to 250,000 likes, please? Please, please, please. Also, make sure that if you're over on YouTube, you're hitting that thumbs up, and make sure that we are, why am I not seeing the concurrent viewership? That's weird. Make sure that, what the fuck is happening over on YouTube? I don't know what's happening. Hit that thumbs up if you're over on YouTube. And you can also hit that link, and you can come up to debate if you'd like to debate. Also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. What the fuck is happening over there? That's weird. I don't know what's happening. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Speak for no one. Oh, really? Scotty, come up here and tell me about it. You're muted, bub. You're muted. Come up here and tell me how I speak for no one. Now I'm speaking for you because you're muted and you're not in the box. So you think I'm awesome as shit. I'm literally actually speaking for you now. I'm literally speaking for you, and you love my shit. You love me. You are such a fan. You think that I am absolutely the best. You think that I am the greatest. That's why you won't come up here to debate me, because not only do you know that I'm smarter than you, I'm funnier than you, I have more facts than you. I'm just like, I am all of that, and as the children would say, a bag of chips. So there's that. I don't know if this person's gonna load. I don't know if this person's gonna load. Kat, if you are here and you are trying to load, I'm dropping you down. You can request back up. He said that's a millennial saying. Yeah, it is. It is a millennial saying. Oh, guys, also make sure you hit the follow button. We're trying to get to 100,000 followers on the main account. We're at like 95.2. So if you are not following the main account, please, please, please hit that follow button. We're trying to get to 100,000 followers. Someone said, how was the town hall yesterday? The town hall was really good. And I have a video that I am going to put together about it. I got a chance to get a question answered by Congresswoman Jalapal. I think that's Jalapal. I think that's how you pronounce her name, Jalapal. But not only got an opportunity to get a questions answered, but I also had an opportunity to connect with members of her team. So I'm hoping to be able to do something with her team. I had already been in contact with them about a couple of different things, but I got to talk to them in person and get some direct contacts, and then also the contacts as far as the social media team. And so we're supposed to be doing some stuff together. Someone said, what were the issues? She talked about a couple of different things. Of course, she talked about like the current conflict in Iran. She talked about the Epstein files. She talked about the fact that there's, the affordability crisis within the country. And she also talked about the fact that this administration is absolutely trying to set us back as a whole. So it was really good. It was the first actual town hall that I've been to. And like the setup was really nice in the way. I got some really good footage, some clips, some questions. And so I'm gonna hopefully edit that video today and put it out. And then if and when someone said, what did I don't want to tell you the question yet because I'm going to put it in the video. I don't want to talk about the question yet because I'm going to put it in the video. And I think though the question that I did ask is something that was masterfully answered by her, which was awesome. But hopefully I'll have that video out today. And also, there's a couple of really cool things that will be happening really soon. And I'm hoping for some feedback on some like other really cool stuff that I'm looking to do. So we got like some super exciting things that are coming. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Also, not gonna hold you. If you guys want to help push this even further, because I want to get out and do more out in the quote unquote field. I went out yesterday and I took my camera and, recorded. I want to get out and start interacting more and doing things out in public, not just the live stream. So if you want to support the live, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support the efforts, hit a brother pay links, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Where are you putting the video? I'm going to load the video to TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'll be posting the video to all of those places. But yeah, there's like some really potentially really dope stuff happening. So stay tuned and lock in with me. W's in the chat for Drew. What up, Drew? Good morning. Father Politics, love you, bro. I love you too, Drew. Drew is a whole Libby now. Drew's a liberal. Drew's a liberal. Got chat, we got him. We got Drew. We got him. He's one of us. One of us. All right, guys. So gosh, hold on. There's something else I wanted to make sure I cover with you guys. Let me grab this. Sorry. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to talk about this. Wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to talk about this. So while things have been flaring up and we have been in constant conflict with Iran, we took our eyes off of Venezuela. Did you guys realize that, right? We stopped talking about Venezuela. We stopped talking about what they're doing in Venezuela. We stopped talking about like what's happening in Venezuela. This was from an interview on Sunday, from the Sunday briefing, and Doug Burgum, the U.S. Interior Secretary, was on and was talking about not only Venezuela, but what we just did with Venezuela, right? I need you guys to hear this because I heard this and I was like, right? So this is what he said.
We signed the first licenses for critical minerals to start flowing and precious metals. On Friday, there was $100 million of gold that came from Venezuela to the United States. That's for both industrial purposes as well as other commercial uses. Venezuela's got $500 billion of resources of gold, but they've also got other critical minerals, bauxite for aluminum, which we need for defense and for consumer goods. They've got coal resources that can be used to help generate power, to help us win the AI arms race with China. So they're rich, rich, rich in minerals. And just like they passed an amazing hydrocarbon law back in January, in 3 weeks, their legislature did that in response to the U.S. That's creating opportunities for investment, for human capital and financial capital in their country haven't seen. And now on Monday, in tomorrow, they're introducing a similar kind of change in regime of the laws for all of the critical minerals in mining. And so when we were down there this week with both oil and gas executives from the U.S. and the top mining executives, these folks are excited about getting back to Venezuela. They were often there before in the past. They see great opportunity. And I tell you, the people of Venezuela, they are going to be putting up a statue to President Trump as a great liberator because he has opened up their economy again after more than 2 decades. The enthusiasm is high on the ground level in Venezuela for what their future can be. And again, fun to be bringing home the gold for America on Friday from Venezuela. The partnership very strong there with Delcy Rodriguez and the leadership in Venezuela.
You sound like an Olympic athlete bringing home the gold. Now that
part of it, President Trump has promised a golden age of abundance. So what a better way to kick things off with Venezuela, to have the first critical mineral literally be solid gold bars coming back as part of this new relationship with Venezuela.
Well, we look forward to the solid gold bars photo op. We would like to be there for that one. Secretary Burgum.
Yeah, so they're stealing. That's it. Like, that's the reason why, like, the lie that was told about going to Venezuela because there were drugs and all this other stuff shifted to like so many other things. And they finally admitted that they wanted the oil. And now they're giving up the game because, again, it's not just about the oil. It's about the rare earth minerals. And that's what's happening. Like, literally, that's what's happening. We have JV over on YouTube. Hi, JV. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I mean, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I disagree. Well, I disagree. I guess I want you to articulate a little bit better about a new constitution. It's something I don't really agree with. I think we need to modify the current constitution or the new constitution. I don't know. I guess I want your take on that, and maybe I might disagree with you on, your perspective. But no, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just disagreeing on the background.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So the reason why I say there is time for a new United States Constitution is because when we talk about the actual creation of the United States Constitution, when it was first created, it was created for white men that own land. Like that, those were the only people that were given rights when the Constitution was created. Everyone else after that was actually they had to make amendments and articles and all this other stuff. They had to give them those rights. And so even if we take a look at where we are today as a society, the Constitution is something that's always consistently under attack. And so you see different people within our country that don't have access to equal rights as other people. And so the premise that I'm working off of is that we need to completely get rid of the Constitution, not saying that we can't keep some of the important things that we're currently using, but we need to completely ensure that every single American citizen has equal rights across the board, no matter who you are. And then from that point, we can start to talk about like the additional things we want to add, whether it's like, term limits for politicians or, gun rights or all this other stuff. But we just need to ensure that every single person that's an American citizen has access to all of the same rights and no one has less or more.
That's why I was staying silent so you could articulate that, and I was doing my best to listen to you. So one of my issues is that I agree with you that when the Constitution was originally written, it had nothing to do with minorities. Basically weren't written into it. I agree with that. But you have to admit we have seen progress. There's been a lot of people that have sacrificed, struggled for the changes that we're benefiting from today. We're probably one of the first generations of African Americans that, have access to we at least have access to the American dream. It might not be equal, but it's getting better. I mean, you would agree, right? Or
yeah, I guess. But like, what's the point of just getting better when we can make a massive change that would actually make real benefits? Like the one thing that I have issue, and people say, well, what rights are missing? Even when you talk about Black people, all right, the being able to vote is a constitutional right. And even when Black people were deemed to be actual people and no longer, 3/5 or whatever, that still did not, from the time that the 13th Amendment was passed until the first Black person was able to vote, it was over 100 years, right? And even with that 100-year period, the Black people still have to have their rights voted on every 25 years. The last time that the vote came up whether or not Black people should be able to vote, and which is a recertification of the fourth article in the Civil Rights Act. It was under the Obama administration, and it passed the Senate 98-0. But again, this is something that needs to be removed, and we shouldn't have to rely on additional laws or politicians doing the right thing and voting the way that they should. It should just be ingrained in the Constitution.
I understand what you're saying. One of the issues with basically what you're saying is a very, very fast moving new constitution is going to our country has to progress slowly, because when we don't, you end up having groups of individuals that are going to lash out and be violent. It took a long time just for us to get to civil rights. Right. And so when you say, hey, let's wipe out what we currently have and give it new, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be pushing back to going back, basically saying that this isn't the real America. We want to go back to the old Constitution, and it's going to be an ugly situation. And when they do that, they're going to rewrite their own stuff into the Constitution that is going to be, not negative for us.
But JV,
that's what
they do that right now. Like it's not as if like they're not doing that. They literally, like, we have white nationalists who are pushing currently to not only remove people, like Donald Trump is actively attacking the Constitution and trying to remove birthright citizenship. You have people on the right who are actually trying to remove the ability for women to vote. Right. And the SAVE Act is the first step for removing women from being able to vote. And so, like, if you can sit here and say that there would be a violent backlash, like there's always going to be some type of quote unquote violent backlash. And even more so, you take a look at the last time that there was a violent backlash, it was January the 6th. And that was because there was an election that was lost, and they actually turned to violence because it was lost. us sitting here saying that we're going to create equal protections under the Constitution, if like the only worry that you have is that people are going to engage in violence, people are going to engage in violence regardless. Why not actually do something that's beneficial?
I agree. I think, well, I'm just saying that I think the new constitution is, I think we should be ratifying and changing the current constitution that we have to put protections in so the Department of Justice do their job. What we witnessed on January 6th occurred because the Department of Justice failed this country. You know, Donald Trump should never have been, should be behind bars for what happened. But since the Department of Justice, Congress, and the Senate didn't act accordingly, they failed this country. You cannot have a civil society with a corrupt Justice Department, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. And there should be things that are ratified in the current Constitution that would hold people accountable, because the people that wrote the Constitution or modify the Constitution are also the ones making the rules to protect themselves.
Yeah.
But it's not that I disagree with you. I think you're saying a new constitution. I'm saying we need to fix the current constitution that we have. So it's not, I don't think we're disagreeing. I think we agree.
We're literally disagreeing. I was just about to say, what have we been doing since the creation of when's the last time was there a change to the Constitution?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
2002. So 24 years.
A long time.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the last time that there was an actual change to the Constitution. Now, the issue with that is, do you know what the definition of insanity is?
Doing the same thing and repeating the same thing over and over again.
And expecting a different result.
Exactly.
So we have, again, 250 years of history. And throughout this 250 years of history, we have added amendments. We have added articles. We have litigated certain rights under the guise of the law with the Supreme Court. And
things have gotten better, but we have to agree things have improved, correct?
What we've seen is, while things have gotten expanded, things have also gotten reduced, right? I mean, if you talk about like women today have less rights under the eyes of the law than they did 10 years ago. And that's because the Constitution has been something that is a suggestion instead of actually ensuring that rights are provided to everyone. So as long as we leave the Constitution up for a suggestion when it comes to human rights, we'll always have that exchange of, yes, maybe things will get better, but things will get worse, and there'll be ebbs and flows depending on who has power.
Right. Do you think that the failure that you just mentioned regarding women have to do with the Supreme Court justices failing to interpret the laws that are already written incorrectly? Because that's where I think the laws are there to protect women and people's rights. The problem is that you have a Supreme Court justice that is purposely not interpreting the law correctly. I mean, I think they're doing it purposely. They're being paid by the Heritage Foundation. Is it corrupt? I mean, so when you say a new constitution, are you talking about getting rid of the Supreme Court? Like, I mean, because I'm all for that, because those guys have sent us down a wrong fucking path. Sorry for my language.
About the fact that again, the biggest point that I want to get to is, one, understanding that there's a new constitution that's needed, and with that new constitution, two, ensuring that every single American has equal rights granted under the Constitution. Everything else after that is something that we can talk about, we can debate, and blah 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 blah.
So why can't you just act? So I guess what your thought? I mean, I'm just challenging you here. Why can't you take what you want?
Let me finish my sentence.
Oh, sorry about that, man. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
My point being is that there are certain things that I do want to see added to the Constitution. I think we need term limits for senators and for the Supreme Court. We need age limits put in for like the presidency and things like that. So all of those additional things are things that we can talk about after we establish that there needs to be a new constitution where everyone has equal rights.
Right. And so, okay, are you done? Okay. So my question is that what the last sentence that you just said about adding equal rights for everybody. Why? I'm challenging you. Why can't we amend or change the current constitution to have that applied by that logic? I mean, that's what I guess that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Yeah. Like, why don't you see that feasible? Why does it have to be a new one created? Why can't we just add what your thoughts are? And I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. Why can't we add it to what we currently have and modify? That's why I guess that's what I'm challenging you on.
Yeah, so the reason why I don't agree with that is because, again, it's literally insanity. We've been doing that. We've been adding rights and we've been negotiating rights, and rights have continued to be placed under attack. I pointed out the fact that now Donald Trump is challenging birthright citizenship. He's also challenging the constitutional right to freedom of speech with protections of the government. He's also challenging the rights to, bear arms or whatever when he's specifically trying to target transgender people. The point that I'm getting to is that when you have rights that are added instead of it completely being enshrined, you see that more people are willing to engage in those type of, bargaining on rights. And that's why, like, Roe being the law of the land and never actually being codified wasn't technically protected under the Constitution, right? And so,
right, and that's why you had a Supreme Court justices overturning, correct?
And so, yes, and so when you talk about like the willingness for the Supreme Court to engage in, like, maybe possibly, I'm going to hear this, I'm going to hear that, or whatever, it's because the Constitution is up for interpretation. And one of the reasons why it's up to interpretation is because it was written like almost 250 years ago, which gets me to one of my biggest points. The Constitution was never supposed to last this long.
Okay. All right.
So
all
let
right.
me show you something. I'm
All
gonna.
right. I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I mean, how long do you think the founders imagined the Constitution? Because I mean, the way they read it, in my opinion, is a living document.
It's not my opinion. It's literally the words of the founders. I'm gonna put something on the screen, and you tell me what.
Hey, this is interesting. Yeah, I'm learning something. That's why I wanted to get on, because I wanted to learn a little bit and understand a little bit your perspective. So,
can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is from Thomas Jefferson. I want you to read this for me.
The law of nature, we seem not to perceive that by law of nature or one generation. Go ahead and keep going down. Scroll on. On the similar ground, and maybe provide society can be perpetual make a perpetual constitution. Okay, naturally expire in 19 years. 19 years. That's it.
Yeah. So the caveat that I give to that with the whole 19 years, I would say at that time, 19 years may have been more like 50 years due to, like, lifespans and things like that. But the premise that I'm trying to get across is even Thomas Jefferson.
So you're saying like 19 generations, maybe? Is that what you're saying? Like 19 generations? Is that what you're saying?
19 years. I'm just saying that time is a social construct. Like, it's all relative to like lifespans and stuff, and lifespans were shorter at that time. So
okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. That's interesting.
So the overarching point being that even the founders recognized that, like, the actual Constitution, it shouldn't govern forever, because when, like, the society change with the change or the passing of time, then there's a need to actually readjust how we govern ourselves as a whole. So that's
right. Just like somebody shouldn't be serving in Congress or Supreme Court justice for 60 years because they can't. The time is there's so much time has passed, they can no longer relate with current society norms. Yeah. Like they're basically obsolete mentally.
Yeah. So that's why I'm advocating, because even the founders agreed with me as far as needing a new one. And even more so, like I said, protecting all human rights, all American rights of American citizens is more important to me than, someone responding in a negative way or with violence. More important to me than saying, oh, there's a possibility that we won't have, Second Amendment or anything like that.
Right.
Making sure that everyone has access to equal rights is more important to me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I understand what you're saying. You want a new constitution with a concrete foundational premise that everybody is equal. Stop. Like right there. There's no argument, debates, or anything that can be said or done, or anything that the Supreme Court or a president with executive orders could possibly change. Absolutely. Basically, that's the foundational premise of a new constitution that your premise, correct?
And then everything after that, we can negotiate. Like, I'm good with the negotiating.
Okay.
Everything.
All right. Hey, I see what now I see the bigger picture. Okay. Hey, I understand now. I get what you're saying. Now it's coming full circle. So I appreciate the time you took with me to help articulate what you meant, man. I didn't mean to be argumentative or anything. I was literally here to learn, man. I wanted to learn and get a better perspective, because I didn't even know that they didn't, like what he said to Thomas Jefferson, that the Constitution is not meant to be perpetual. Or, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, JB, thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You as well. Let's see here. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, Panda, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, Panda, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. Let's see here. You mute, you lose. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just wanted to mute you. And I wanted to kick you. Fuck off. Why would I ever talk to you again? You fucking asshat. Get out of here, clown. Anyway, guys. Yeah, no, he sucks. He sucks ass. Like by a long, long stretch, by a country mile. Like there's certain people who are just like the worst versions of what you could ever imagine, and he's just like a fuck ass person. So there's that. And he's back in the request. Hi, David. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? David, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Okay, I'm going to drop you down. All right. All right, guys. Listen. I'm still not feeling awesome, honestly. And at first I was just like, I want to make it to an hour. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I want to make it to an hour. That was what I was hoping to be able to do. And now we've been live for a little over 2 hours. So I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel like I've done enough where I can end the live now. So I'm just going to call it here. And I'm hoping that I will be 100% and ready for late nights tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And so we're just going to call it here, and hopefully I'll be back later. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure that you guys hit that. Yeah, I was. And make sure you guys hit that follow button. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers. We only got 38 new followers on this live. So make sure that you hit that follow button and hit the thumbs up over on YouTube. Follow me over on Twitch, Instagram, Blue Sky, everywhere at Santana Speaks for You. We're going to try to make sure that we're back tonight for late nights where we are talking about the state of our country. And I'm going to talk more about what Congresswoman Jayapal said. I think that was like a lot of great stuff that she actually said at the town hall last night. So if you're available, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, late nights with Santana. Debbie's in the chat for Kukan. Kukan sent a $5 super chat to say self-care is super important, Santana. It is. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you and I appreciate you. All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. So let's hit that outro.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare.
Guys, I'm sorry that we didn't have like a longer, full blown out stream. I really was hoping. I woke up feeling a little bit better. The longer I've been up, the worse I've started to feel. So I'm gonna try to go back to sleep. Hopefully I'll be good to go, and I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being amazing. I love you all, and as always,